I are ready, my dear. You can mute on both.
It's waiting on me to put a title. Hang on, I gotta put a title in. I don't know why they do that.
More facts and a peach with a pit.
I'm doing the same one we did last time, part 2. Here we go.
This over here. And I ordered another bell, so I have one in the front room and one in here. I don't have to always remember to move them forth and back.
That always helps.
The other one has a different tone.
Damn it.
Hey, I see livid. Where did it go? There it go. I see me. Mute. Expandomedic. Hi, Linda's already there. Hi, sweetheart. How's how's the crab? She's having crabs and not the Scotia Chinglish kind.
You need to go to the doctor and get that checked out because I haven't heard good things about crabs.
No, she's lemon and butter kind. The good stuff, Maynard.
Crabs!
Showed me a picture from the water. It was real pretty.
From the what?
Sitting looking out at the water. Hey, we be livid. Strange, but true in a peach. And a pit. I'm the pit. Let's see. Mute. Hi, room. And back over to shares.
What am I looking for? Oh, I know.
Shares and likes, of course. Share via, more options. Has it got me logged in as the show? No, it's got me logged in as me. Why won't it let me share? I'm the pit. Share. More options, okay. More options. I want to share. Share via. Share via everybody. Except it won't let me share. Kakaputinky. I can't edit video. I'm going to reload that page. It doesn't like me. Bring up again. We'll vote on it.
Huh?
That's what I was saying. Ain't you a peach? Go to the page. Scroll. Erg. It is not liking me today.
That sucks.
Log in as me, please, mommy. That's why it won't let me share.
You're not yourself?
We're livid again. Share.
Are you not yourself now?
Well, I don't think I've ever been myself. Share. Radio West Virginia.
You're too funny.
What in the majiggies? People shared. Well, thank you for sharing. Now, can I share? Thank you. Share public. That's what I wanted to do. Share with the public. And likey. I love it. And I show expand. Expandomedic. Boom. There we go. Crabs are good. That's my girl.
Crab. Spam.
It'd be that time.
I don't know if I've even ever had crabs before in either direction.
Hey, Deb.
Hey, Deb. Hey, Linda. Oh, lordy. You ready for some tunes?
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go.
Thank you, folks.
Hello. Happy Saturday. You all made it past the Friday the 13th.
We did. We survived. Oh, and I had it written down. Heck. I have it written down on the coffee table.
Oh, I think I saw that. I think you posted it in one of the.
Yeah, paradecatriophobia.
Yeah, fear of Friday the 13th.
It's a really long thing, but it means being afeared of Friday the 13th.
I'm not afraid of it.
Well, nor am I, but boy, it wasn't a great day.
It wasn't for me either, but I don't think it had anything to do with being Friday the 13th. But, you know.
I blamed it on it. My internet went out. I mean, it was crazy.
I did too. I woke up. That was what started my shit day. I woke up and I couldn't get online. I'm like, what the hell is wrong? Yeah.
That can tend to be frustrating. Yes.
Yeah. So I was kind of, and it just kind of went downhill from then. But yeah, I'm one of those. I tend to tread lightly on Friday the 13th, just precautionary.
Just so you don't annoy the powers that be and ruffle feathers the wrong way. That makes sense. Nothing wrong with that. So how was your week?
Better safe than sorry. Wasn't bad. Just work, a lot of work.
And that makes money.
This week's going to be crazy because I got to make sure that I stay on top of things because I need to make sure.
You don't like being on the bottom?
I want to make sure that I get as much work possible finished by the time I go to bed on Thursday, and then I'm going to wake up early and make sure that I knock the rest of it out. That way I can get the hell out of here.
Roger Dodger.
And so everybody knows, and I'll announce it at the end also, is we will not be doing a show next weekend. But
Unless we do a live one.
Yeah, we are going to do some live streams throughout the weekend and whatnot for those of you who can't come.
Just breathe real hard. Yeah, I figured we could do some of those Facebook Live thingies sporadically throughout the day. Maybe even, depending on where or what we're doing. Because we still have, if we go to dinner this time, next week at the Red phone booth, they don't open until 5. So theoretically, we could squeeze a live something in whilst we're in line waiting to go in.
Well, that's what I was thinking is we'll just go live throughout the weekend and,
show all our debauchery to the rest of the world. It sounds like a great idea.
Exactly. Hey, show everybody what they're missing. Maybe next time they'll come.
As well. So yeah, my week was good. Monday, I started off by seeing the chiropractors, the VA version. It's only taken me since the end of May, first part of April, end of May, to get in to see him. Like I told them, good thing I wasn't bleeding. Gotta love VA. But the brunette and blonde chiropractor-ettes, the chiropractors in training, were quite cute. And naturally, I gave him a card, told him about the show. So, hey, guys, hopefully you're logged in. My back feels a lot better. Thank you. Muchly appreciated.
Yeah, I got my chiropractor on Tuesday. And then I went back to the acupuncturist Friday. So.
Well, see, and part of my chiropractor gig is they want me to go through physical therapy, which also includes acupuncture and your little cupping bowl things.
Yeah, I have a nice little mark right here on the back of my neck from she did some cupping yesterday.
Right.
So. And
I don't know if I need that.
And I don't think you can see them, but there's things on my ear right now That
Ouch.
well, it's called ear seeding, and
Uh-huh.
they're little bitty, kind of like needles, but they're pushed in, and then they've got bandages over them to keep them from falling out. And you're supposed to leave them in for, they say, up to about 5 days. And whenever you start
Wow.
like getting a headache or something, then you push on
Just
them.
pinch your needle.
Yeah, you just push on them, and it kind of, activates what it's supposed to do.
Mhm.
So, you know. And I'm gonna skip next week because I normally go on Friday, and we're trying to see how I am every 2 weeks, so we can.
Right.
It's kind of expensive, so I would like to get it to maybe once a month. I go in and she does her little thing on me.
Cracks you and sends you on your way.
Well, no, she's the one that does the
pokes,
needle.
yeah.
Yeah, my chiropractor. He's just right through it. So I got chiropractor that way and the acupuncture that way.
Yeah, I don't think I'm too hip to the idea of being skewered.
It's actually not that bad. I feel better since I started that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Of course, you have tattoos, though, too, see? And I'm not into, I don't do I'm not a needles kind of guy.
This is nothing compared to tattoos. I mean, seriously, you can barely feel it when they put the needles in. And then you just lay there for a period of time. I fall asleep. The past 2 times she's came back in the room,
I don't think I'm going to sleep with needles hooked into me. Yeah, here, let me just put the,
I'm serious. You need to try it at least once.
Well, maybe. They say that with a lot of things, but there's a few things that, I'm not even going to do. Sorry, I'm not going to Frisco.
But you won't know until you do it. Let's see. Deb's
she's been seeing her chiropractor.
You went to a chiropractor. Oh, okay. Did her
remember when she was moving a couple weeks ago? She hurt her sacroiliac, which is not good.
Is he using his hands or is he using a gun? You know those little gun things, they cock it back.
I've had him use both on me, the little ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Well, my mom didn't do well with like the actual hand type thing. It always made her hurt, so they always used a gun thing on her because it was not as,
violent.
Yeah, so
a little.
I like the full, just
get up there and jump up and down, crack, fold, spindle, mutilate me. I love it. Hey, Dawn. Good evening, hon. Should we kick this here?
Yeah,
Giddy
let's
up,
kick
go
it
around,
off.
puppy and do my thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me grab the mariachis. There they are. Good evening, my fellow. Ain't you peachers? Happy Saturday. It's the 226th day with 139 remaining in 2021. Today is National VJ Day. That commemorates the day in 1945 when news broke around the world the imperial government of Japan would surrender, ending long, grueling World War. It's also National Spirit of 45.
Wait. I just have to say, during Mike's show this morning, or this afternoon, I guess where you said BJ.
Do what?
I thought you said BJ Day during Mike's show.
Yeah, no, V. That's with the Victor.
I was like, really? They have a national
if anybody's
day?
volunteering, if it is and somebody wants to volunteer, I guess I could be the recipient.
That was what I heard.
Oh. We need to get you one of those.
I need to get my ears checked.
That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
It's also National Spirit of 45 Day, not for the guy that was in the chair last time, but the actual year 45. It honors the can-do attitude of an entire generation affected by the trials and hardship of World War II.
Debbie said she heard the same thing I did earlier.
If anybody's volunteering, I'll be a recipient. It's also National Creamsicle Day. I guess that kind of goes hand in hoof with what we were talking about. And it's a brand name of ice cream, a treat. It consists of vanilla ice cream on a popsicle stick with an outer coating of sherbet. And while the flavors now exist, there's many different flavors now. The original flavor was orange, hence the name.
Well, I always heard
Creamsicle.
it does kind of taste like whatever you ate the day. So
They
yeah,
say
it would
stay
be a
away from the
variety.
asparagus.
Yeah,
They say
I've heard
asparagus
that
is really
too.
bad. It's also National Bowling, not balling, but bowling. That's with a B-O-W-L-I-N-G.
Like with the big ball, and then you put your finger.
Uh-huh.
You
Of
finger
course,
the
I guess
ball.
how
Yeah.
the bluer they get, the bigger they get. But this is with like the, in the alley kind.
Yeah.
And that encourages everyone to set up the pins and go throw strikes.
Yeah.
Man, what a bad ones today, huh? It's also National Garage Sale Day that recognizes a perfect time to sell our good but used items. Set up tables and price your things, or head out around the neighborhood looking for great deals. They say it's $20, same as downtown. It's National Navajo Code Talkers Day that honors the contributions of the Native Americans who brought their unique abilities to the World War II effort. Thank you, Courtney. How do you make holy water? Well, you take regular water and boil the hell out of it.
So any of y'all that listen to Room 13, all you gotta do
Did they do that one? Oh.
All you gotta do is inbox either Eric or Rocky, and they will put you one in the mail. Got mine with a cute little card.
Party, aren't they?
It didn't take that long, a couple of days, and it was here. So
The cards were so pretty. Those are like, Hallmark expensive cards. Would you like to begin tonight's festivities, my dearest?
Yeah, I will. I'm going to continue where I ended last week. So We're still on facts that people think are true, but they're not true.
Ooh, so you might think it is, but it ain't.
Well, it's things that I don't know if we were, because I don't really remember if we were taught these things in school or what, but somehow people think that these are real and they're not. Okay, so we got Washington. I'm sure we didn't learn this in school, but Washington holds the record for the most consecutive rainy days. Now, I have always heard Washington and Oregon, it rains all the time. You know what I mean? So they say from 1939 to 1940, Monowili Ranch on the Hawaiian island of Oahu, not Oahu. No, it doesn't have the W. Oahu. Oahu.
Okay.
Saw 331 straight days of measurable rain. Yeah, can you imagine?
And yours only got 336 in it. 365, and they had 330 of it was moisture ridden.
5 days, 34 days it didn't rain.
And those were probably scattered out throughout the year, a day here, a couple of days there.
So actually, they are the ones that hold the most consecutive days. Kansas. Now, I always thought this. Being a kid, we went to Kansas. Our vacation, my grandma lived in Kansas. My grandparents lived in Arkansas. So we would go because, it was like a couple hour drive to where she lived in Kansas. Everybody always says it's the flattest state, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I always heard. And
right.
remembering driving down the road and you could see nothing. I mean, it was like just fields and a clump of trees over here, a clump of trees, and each of those were like towns. There was nothing between the towns. I always thought that it was the flattest. So it says northwestern states like Kansas and Nebraska being flat as can be, but neither of those is the flattest state in the United States. The actual flattest state is not in the Midwest. So it says a pair of geographers set out to determine if Kansas really was the flattest state by assessing every state's topography in detail. Kansas turned out to be the 7th flattest state, and Nebraska barely even cracked the top 20. It was 19.
Wowzer.
The actual flattest state, believe it or not,
Arizona.
Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our buddy there, Dark Magneto, is in Hawaii right now.
Well, ain't you lucky?
Told him to have a cool frosty drink for us.
Yeah, with a little umbrella and a pineapple.
Yeah. In a pineapple. Yeah, he says parts of Texas are like that too, flat.
Oh, God. So then we've got the Reuben originated in New York. What's your thoughts on that?
Ooh, I love me a good Reuben.
I know, but
let's see. Sauerkraut. Swirled pumpernickel. I'm going to say it started in Ireland and came over here. Well, actually, that's not true because everybody thinks corned beef is Irish, but the Irish brought corned beef here. They used the brisket and that's how. I don't know, Philadelphia.
Okay, so everybody thinks it's New York.
Okay.
And everybody thinks of the Carnegie Deli, which I'm not sure what that is, but apparently it's...
Right. Oh, no, it's a world famous sandwich place.
Yeah. Okay. So it says another state has a pretty valid, though impossible to fully prove it, claim that it, not New York, is the place where the Reuben originated. It's in, and you'll never believe this, Nebraska.
Nebraska created it.
They say in 1934, the first ever reference to a Reuben appeared on the menu in a hotel in Omaha. The Nebraskans attributed the sandwich to a hotel cook, and the request of a hungry customer named Reuben.
Go figure.
Says that New Yorkers insist the sandwich that would become the Reuben was in fact the work of a sandwich shop owner named Arnold Reuben in 1914. So, see, it's kind of like up in the air about which one is actually
the one that did it.
Right. Okay, how about First in Flight? Now, we all know that it
Orville and Wilbur get credit.
Right. Okay. This one's... Okay. So...
Confusing? Yeah, I know it's in English, right?
It says that everybody knows the Wright brothers first flew an aircraft, Kitty Hawk in North Carolina.
Heavier than air, right.
People have gone to their memorial, all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah.
That's like saying Christopher Columbus discovered America.
Well, actually, they're saying that it's not Ohio because even though Ohio is where they were actually born, that was the birthplace of them, it's Connecticut. They claim in 1901 a man named Gustav Whitehead flew an aircraft for at least a half a mile over the city of Bridgeport. There was one single photograph of questionable quality of this flight in 1906, and it's in a museum as an exhibit and stuff. But there's no evidence found to prove that this photo exists. Yeah, so until 2013, when an Australian historian suddenly claimed to have found a photo that exhibited containing a photo within a photo of the lost shot of the flight.
So they had a photo of the photo that somebody took
Yeah, so
with
it's a
their camera
photo
of the
a
plane.
photo. Right. So I don't know. I mean, is it true? Okay, how about the Pilgrims? The Pilgrims first,
Yeah, they were on the Flowers of May.
the Pilgrims first landed on Plymouth Rock in Massachusetts, right? Or two shits, as I like to say. Okay, so that's what we were taught, right?
Yeah.
It says, yes, the Pilgrims docked the Mayflower in Massachusetts, but the iconic American landmark, Plymouth Rock, was not the first spot they landed, nor was it their original destination. And this is according to History.com. They were supposed
Okay,
to
so we know it's right. It came from History.com.
They were supposed to dock in Virginia, but storms steered them towards Massachusetts instead.
Right. I remember hearing that.
They first landed not in Plymouth, but in Provincetown at the very tip of Cape Cod. They sent a scouting party ashore, and then a few weeks later sailed to Plymouth on the inner side of Cape Cod Bay, and Plymouth Rock became history as... But technically, they didn't.
Right.
Okay, we'll have to ask Sean if this one's true. Arizona was the last of the contiguous United States to become an official state.
Who was?
Arizona.
Okay.
Okay, so they say this is a tricky one. Arizona was the 48th state added to the Union, succeeded only by Alaska and Hawaii. But when Congress approved Ohio's request for statehood in 1803, they forgot to ratify the state constitution. So it wasn't until 150 years later, in 1953, that an Ohio congressman sought to correct this error and make his state officially official. So Congress backdated to add the state.
So Congress did what Congress does and fudged the paperwork to do it how they wanted.
Yeah,
okay, so no change between now and then.
Got to mark it up to make it different than it really is, right?
There you go.
Okay, the state's capital is... It says the fact that only 17 of them are most populous cities in their state can cause a whole lot of confusion. To name a few state capital facts that seem counterintuitive, New York City is not the capital of New York, nor is Chicago the capital of Illinois. Neither is Philadelphia. Neither is Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, nor Pittsburgh.
Harrisburg.
And the capital of California is not Los Angeles, nor San Francisco, nor San Jose, nor San Diego.
No, but it is Sacramento.
So, basically, because it says New York City doesn't mean it's the capital. You know, the names are... The names of these cities are... They would make you think that because they're named after the state or, you know, something like that. So...
Right.
But it's not true. So people think, yeah, New York's the capital when it's not. In Albany... Is it Albany, New York?
Albany for New York, as far as I know.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, the first cheeseheads, you know what a cheesehead thing is, you know, Green Bay Packers.
From Wisconsin.
Right, so they put the cheese thing. So the hat worn at the Green Bay Packer game is in Wisconsin. So if you've ever gone to a Green Bay Packer football game, you've probably seen fans don the giant foam wedge of cheese on their head, famously known as the cheese head. No wonder Wisconsinites are called cheeseheads, formerly a derogatory term reportedly coined by their neighboring state, Illinois. So it's kind of like a bad name. So Ralph Bruno, a Milwaukee native and creator of the cheesehead, crafted the popular headpiece with a turkey slicer in 1987 and wore it proudly for the first time at a county stadium in Milwaukee for a Brewers White Sox game. The hat gained instant popularity, and now people can pay about $25 for a large cheesehead hat that weighs nearly 1 pound and measures 14 inches on each side.
Oh, goodness. Dark Magneto was saying that Virginia Beach has a first landing state park. And the park is near the first landing on April 26, 1607 of Christopher Newport and the Virginia Company colonists before establishing themselves at Jamestown.
Polo Bradley. Sorry, had to get that in. Your nephew and their Marco Polo.
Pollo. Yeah. Pollo. Chicken.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show that you hear things over and over again and you start thinking that they're true when in reality, most of these things aren't
is something
true
totally different.
Yeah, that we think, just like the peaches, Georgia peach, people think we were named because we have so many Georgia peaches here. But in reality,
you have hardly none. Don't you have like a lot of okra or something really slimy?
No, it was, what was it? Now I can't remember what it was. Was it grapes or something? I can't remember. They said
I have
that,
CRS. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull that back up.
Be gentle. It'll hurt. And So how's everybody doing this fine evening? Brad joined us. And who else have we got? We got Linda. Where'd my tab go? There's my tab. Let's see. Linda and Dawn and Debbie and me and Jamie.
Okay,
wow.
Georgia.
The whole family.
Georgia's highest agricultural income is from blueberries.
Cotton.
Blueberries.
Oh, that's right. It was blueberries.
Right.
We would have thought it was blueberries coming from y'all.
Yeah, so, I myself lived here my entire life, and I thought it was peaches too until I read that. I had no idea.
Right.
So,
well,
it's kind of
you
interesting.
can get a whole lot more blueberries in your hand than you can peaches in your hand at one time.
I like blueberries. I had me a blueberry shake earlier today.
So you held blueberries and you shook? Is that what you were referring to?
Put them in a blender and drank them.
Oh, not the shake, but the blueberries.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be good. I know they make blueberry muffins and waffles and yeah.
Uh-huh. So
good stuff, Maynard.
What have you got tonight? What's on your plate?
About a half a quart low, actually. Let's see. I am still working on my 73 spiffy nifty out of the way left-handed sighted facts about the US of A. Let's see. Number 28. Did you know that Los Angeles ranks as the city with the worst traffic in the US? Yeah. Once again, it's interesting to note that Elon Musk is trying to solve this problem with his new venture, The Boring Company. The initial test tunnel located in Hawthorne, California, is used for testing and development of the company's transportation system. Yeah, if memory serves right, he wants to do the Hyperloop or the Hyperlink. My brother Matthew is working on that in Nevada, just outside of, or they just bought a house, I guess, in North or East Las Vegas. So he's working on the tunnel from there. They're supposed to take the tunnel, I guess, from
kind of like
to California.
Kind of like they took the tunnel up to the moon, right?
Yeah, no, there's no tunnels to the moon.
What do you think about that, Brad?
The country has a large population. However, due to the fact that it has an extensive area under its territory, the population density of America is relatively low. Speaking of low, the lowest point in the continent is Death Valley. The highest point on the continent, Mount McKinley.
I've heard that.
And that's in highest and lowest point in North America. And if memory serves right, both are in California. Let's see, the U.S. is the world's largest consumer.
What?
The world's largest consumer of cocaine, which is allegedly shipped in from Colombia.
Isn't that funny that we consume so much of it and that it isn't here? I mean, you gotta, right.
And now they put fentanyl in it, from what I hear. It's
I
crazy.
know. I wouldn't want to be a teenager or young adult in this day and age, because I remember my party days, and it was
the
pure.
80s was great.
It was a pure.
It was good stuff in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know what they put in it now.
I would be terrified to tinker in anything like that now. I mean, no. You might find some meth in it, some fentanyl, something you're allergic to. I mean,
who knows?
That's creepy.
Let's see. The west of the United States lies the Pacific Ocean, and to the east lies double bells, I guess. Oop, yep. There we go. We're stuck on a wire. Lies the Atlantic Ocean. Mexico lies to the south end of the country and thus connects the U.S. and other South American countries. The pipeline to bring immigrants. Let's see. The horizontal width of the U.S. is 2,860 miles. The vertical length. So how tall is it on its back? 1,582 miles. Hawaii is the widest U.S. state from east to west. Doesn't state how big. Interesting. Did you know the Everglades National Park is the only ecosystem in the world where, yes, we did, where alligators and crocodiles coexist side by side? Yes, we knew that.
Yeah, I think I heard that before.
How about the geographical center of the 48 contiguous United States is located at 39 degrees 50 minutes north, 98 degrees 35 minutes west. However, the geographical center of the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii, is located at a point northeast of Belle Fourche, South Dakota.
Really?
Belle Fourche. That's Bella, B-E-L-L-E, and Fourche, F-U-R-C-H-E, Fourche. My French isn't that good.
Interesting.
Let's see. The United States has 16 territories, out of which 5 are permanently inhabited. That's Puerto Rico, Guam, North Marianas Islands, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and America Samoa.
Right.
These 5 are classified as unincorporated territories. The other uninhabited 11 territories of the U.S. include Banjo, Bayo Nueve Bank. Wow. And
say that 3
Baker
times
Island.
fast.
Who?
Say that three times fast.
Oh. Bajo Nuevo Bank. Yeah. Howard Island, Jarvis Island, Johnston Atoll, Kingman Reef, Midway Island, Navassa Island, Palmyra Atoll, Sierra Bank, Wake Island. These 11 territories have no permanent or native populations. Well, Wake Island we all know from World War II, so we just decided to keep it. Let's see. Did you know the U.S. Patent Act was passed in Philadelphia in 1790?
But the patent where when it's patented, you can't steal it until so many years.
I do believe that's correct.
Yeah, I know there's so many years before someone like on medicine.
20, isn't it?
I'm not sure, but I know on medicine
10 or 20.
they come out under the
right.
name brand, and it's so many
They
years
have
down the
so
road
many
before
years.
you can do
Get it
generic.
generically. Yep. Huh. Here you go. Interestingly, Abraham Lincoln is the only U.S. president to own a patent and a saloon.
What was
Didn't know
his
that.
patent?
Doesn't say. It just gives me the little paragraphs that I'm reading.
Abraham Lincoln owns a patent for what?
Well, it's checking. I guess we could ask Google.
It says it's an invention to buoy like out in the water.
Buoy, yeah, to float. Yeah, buoy.
And lift boats over shoals and obstructions in a river. He conceived the invention when, on 2 occasions, the boat on which he traveled got hung up on instructions.
So he just put stilts on a boat and you can walk out of the way. Let's see. Did you know that before?
Well, it says that the device was composed where it attaches to the sides of the boat, and I guess it lifts it up.
Yeah, like hydraulics for the boat.
Yeah. I heard that. I thought it was interesting.
Did you know that before 1776, the United States was not a single country? The individual states were colonies of the British Empire called British colonies. Geez, I didn't know that. Initially, there were 13 came together to become a new country. The first permanent British settlement was in Virginia at Jamestown in 1607. Wasn't that what we were just talking about with Christopher Newport and them? That's what Dark Magneto was just telling us about.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you know that the important ideas for the Declaration of Independence were contributed by a committee of 5 people, including Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Robert Livingston, John Adams, Roger Sherman? Although the credit for authoring the Declaration is often given to Thomas Jefferson. It was a group effort. It's a group project. It'll have to be in Friday by close of class.
And you'll all be graded on it.
Here's a little bit extra trivia. On the back of the Declaration of Independence, a few words are handwritten that say Original Declaration of Independence dated 4th of July, 1776. However, it is not known who wrote this. About 200 copies of the Declaration were made. The original copy of the document is housed and displayed at the National Archives in Washington, D.C. So they say. I believe I saw a documentary where one each Nicolas Cage got a hold of it and did something else. But what do I know?
Yeah. I saw that movie.
Yeah. 4 of the 45 presidents of the United States have been assassinated in office, and Bam Bam wasn't one of them. The U.S. is the first country to have developed nuclear weapons and the only country to have used them in combat. That's true. Let's see. The United States and Russia both claim to have landed on the moon for the first time in history in 1969. I didn't know the Russians claimed to have done it too.
I call hogwash.
I don't remember the Russians doing it. Hey, Google, did the Russians land a man on the moon?
According to Buzz, we ain't never been to the moon.
We have.
I don't believe we have.
Have the Russians landed a man on the moon?
Here is some information from the web that might possibly help. According to Wikipedia, this includes both crewed and robotic missions. The first human-made object to touch the moon was the Soviet Union's Luna 2 on the 13th of September, 1959.
Ooh.
The United States Apollo 11 was the first crewed mission to land on the moon on the 20th of July, 1969. To find out more, look for the link in your
Google
Assistant app.
Hey, Google, stop.
All I know is I've seen a video of a little girl interviewing Buzz Aldrin and asking why we haven't been back to the moon, and he laughed and he said, because we never have.
Yeah, no. Ooh, I knew this one. After Christianity and Judaism, what's the 3rd largest religion?
I would think Islam.
It is. Very good. Let's see. 3 U.S. presidents died on the 4th of July. We've done this before. Jefferson, Adams, and Monroe. Let's see. The only point shared by 4 states, we did that. Utah, Colorado, Arizona. Yeah, 4 points, or 4 Corners Monument. Been there, have pictures. Did you know that Nelson Mandela was on the U.S. terror watch list until 2008?
No. Really? I know that the only thing that I really know about him is there's, the Mandela effect thing.
Right.
They say that he died either, I want to say it was while he was in prison, but now he didn't. It's kind of like the Jiffy and Bernstein, all that kind of stuff.
There you go.
So I don't know. That's the only thing I know about
Did
him.
you know that the first oil drilling started near Titusville, Pennsylvania in 1859?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
An
We've been
oil
sucking
spill?
oil out of the ground for a while.
Huh.
In Pennsylvania. Did not know that.
Interesting.
In 2001, the first self-contained artificial heart, that would be the Jarvis 7, was successfully implanted into a man with end heart failures at Jewish Hospital at the University of Louisville. I believe that was the Jarvis 7, wasn't it? Oh, that's a pretty one. The U.S. company, let's see, did you know that a U.S. company is trying to build a human colony on Mars? It takes about 7 months to get to Mars from the Earth. Musk and SpaceX have proposed the development of Mars transportation infrastructure in order to facilitate the eventual colonization of Mars. Okay. And number 55, and I'll hand it back to you, my dearie. Did you know that Yellowstone, with an area of 8,991 kilometers squared, was the first national park in the U.S.? It was established in 1872. The National Park Service was established in 1916.
Interesting. Huh. All right. Now I have a new page called 51 Favorite Facts You've Always Believed That Are Actually False.
Ooh, that sounds good, Linda.
What? What did she say?
Blueberries and vodka.
Oh. I was like, did she say something? Okay. So, what do you know about Napoleon?
Bonaparte, he was a short guy that suffered from IBS and he was always grabbing his side. And he had an inferiority complex.
That's a tall tale. At 5'6", he was slightly above average height for a Frenchman.
Oh, really? He was 5 foot. How tall was he? 5'6". Hey, he's still shorter than me.
5'6". Yes.
Yeah, shorter than me.
Okay, what about, they say don't go swimming right after you eat. You're supposed to wait so long. You know what I mean?
Well, I was looking over in the chats as you were reading, and Dark Magneto says, haven't you ever seen Capricorn 1? It's all fake.
Capricorn 1. I've never seen that.
That's where they back up your theory that we never went.
Yeah.
It's a movie about them going, pretending.
Oh, is it the one that the man who actually filmed all the stuff, that they play off as
this is a movie, like a Spielberg movie or something.
Oh, okay, because there's a documentary out, the guy that actually supposedly filmed the whole landing and him stepping out on the ground, and all that kind of stuff, which also leads to the question of who's videotaping. You know what I'm saying? So,
Buzz.
No, I mean, if somebody was already out there videotaping Armstrong jumping down on the ground and saying, one step, blah, 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 who was filming and where were they at? Weren't they technically the first person to step on the ground? But it's this man that came out later and said that he filmed the whole thing. It was all made up, every bit of it. So, don't eat and swim. Apparently,
up for 2 hours so you don't get cramps and drown.
Apparently, it's a cuckoo.
Yeah.
Salty water boils quicker.
Hotter.
Adding a sprinkle of salt to water makes no difference. It'll boil at the same time as if you don't add any.
Yeah, but it boils hotter because the salt it has to get hotter for the water to boil.
Oil stops stuck pasta. Like, they say put a little bit of oil when you're cooking pasta to keep it from sticking.
Yeah, you're supposed to oil and salt both.
It says, nope, it only makes it greasy.
So then what makes it unstuck?
Stirring it instead of just letting it sit there. You stir it. Left and right brain.
You don't have a left and right hemisphere. They say
there's-
language is on one side and math skills are on the other side.
Well, it says there's no solid division between the talents of each hemisphere. The left brain can learn right brain skills and vice versa.
And then you get dummies like me that couldn't find my butt with both hands.
Dropped pennies kill. Now, I've heard something about this before, like people dropping a penny
That's
off
from
of
the
a-
Eiffel Tower, the Empire State Building. If you throw a penny off, it supposedly picks up enough velocity that should
Well,
it hit somebody in the head, it'll kill them.
They're saying terminal
But the
velocity.
weight is so slight that I don't buy it.
They're saying terminal velocity of a penny is 30 to 50 miles per hour, not fast enough to kill, but would sure sting. 3 wise men.
Okay, so it was just 3 drunks that got together. What?
Well, it says that nowhere in the Bible does it specify there were 3. MSG equals headache. So eating MSG equals headache. Says there's no scientific proof, just anecdotal evidence implicating monosodium glutamate, which I'm not eating anyway because I've heard other bad things about it. So, dogs sweat by salivating.
They pant.
It says they regulate their temperature through panting. They sweat through their paws.
Pause.
Great Wall of China.
Okay.
Says it's not visible from space. No single human structure is visible from orbit, but you can see cities at like the lights at night.
And you can see forest fires from the smoke.
Yeah. Okay, water rotation when you flush the toilet.
Oh, the Coriolis effect. So when you go to Australia, does it spin to the left because you're down under? In actuality, no, it still spins to the right.
Exactly. A flush toilet does not rotate the other way in the southern hemisphere. They say that the Coriolis effect does not alter water in toilets. Einstein failed math.
They say that in high school or in one of the junior high kind of thing, in school. Yeah, supposedly he.
Well, they say that he failed an entrance exam for a school, but he still excelled in math.
Okay.
Humans and dinosaurs. Did we coexist?
Ooh, they have seen footprints in the mud right next to dinosaur footprints. So was it an ape walking upright or a Neanderthal?
It could have been.
Were Homo sapiens with the dinosaurs?
Well,
probably not.
It says, despite 41% of U.S. adults thinking that we coexisted, we missed each other by 64 million years. What about black holes? Do they exist?
Oh, hell yes.
Not really holes, but rather hugely dense objects with massive gravitational pull.
Right. They call it a black hole because once it gets brought into it and nothing escapes, not even light. It's down the drain and away you go. Now, is it actually a wormhole where if you go through one, you pop out in another plane, another existence, another time, another dimension? Could be. No one's driven through one yet to find out.
I think Rocky and them had some. In one of the shows coming up this week, supposed to be about wormholes and stuff.
Could be.
How many senses do we have?
6.
We only have 5 senses, is what the normal, our hearing, see.
That's
taste,
what we use.
smell,
How many do we use?
Feel.
We use 5. How many do we have? 6.
No. Some scientists insist on 21, including balance, pain, and temperature.
Including who, when, and why?
Balance, like how we balance, pain, and temperature.
Okay. Temperature you're feeling. Balance you're experiencing. So you're still, that's all touch.
Okay, what about touching a baby bird? Should you or should you not?
They say you can get your scent on it, and the mama bird will have nothing to do with it. But we've heard too many anecdotal stories where people have picked up baby birds, put them back in the trees, and mama went ahead and fed them.
It says most birds have a limited sense of smell, so they won't abandon babies who smell of human. Alcohol kills brain cells.
Yes.
It says even in heavy users and alcoholics, brain cells aren't killed. They are damaged, but they're not killed.
Well, I don't know. If you look inside my noggin, they're gone, dead. See ya. Hasta luego.
Different tongue parts.
Different tongue farts? What?
Like, you know, they say that your tongue has various different areas that taste like sweet or salt.
Oh, like the tip you taste salty, whereas the side you taste sweet. Yeah, no, the receptors are all the same.
Exactly. They're not different sections. Each tastes bitter, sour, salty, sweet. It's all the whole thing.
All right there.
10% of the brain is used.
I would venture to say probably closer to 3%, but
It says the proportion of the brain firing at any one time is task dependent, but ultimately every region is used almost every day.
yeah, but we don't use our full brain power. Yes, there might be synapses firing over there, but they're just trucking through. They're not doing anything. I mean, if we used all of our brain power that we have, we'd be able to, I don't know, telekinesis, telepathy, clairvoyance.
What about body heat in the head? Like that head.
You lose most of your heat through the top of your head?
Only infants lose most of their heat through their head.
That's because they're wrapped up and that's the only thing that's exposed.
Adults can lose wherever. It's not going to be focused on the head. Wake sleepwalkers. You know, they say you shouldn't wake
right.
a sleepwalker. Should you?
Yeah, doesn't hurt nothing. They're just asleep.
They're more likely to hurt themselves if they're not woke up.
Exactly.
Bananas grow on trees.
They're a palm. Is a palm considered a tree? They call them palm trees.
Well, it says that they actually grow on massive herbs that resemble trees. They're not really trees.
Okay.
They're like a plant.
Yeah. Spiders like it.
Milk increases mucus.
Milk will help cool the fire down if you've had something too hot and spicy.
Yeah, I do that. If I eat like something hot, salsa or something like that, I'll make sure to drink milk. But they say that, say you're sick, you have a sinus infection or something that you're already like building up mucus. They say not to drink milk.
I've heard that, but I don't think it's so.
Yeah, it says that it's not true. Bats are blind.
No, they just use sounding location. Should we do our sounder?
Well, it says that they can see also, but they also use the echolocation.
Right.
So they actually see and do that.
Right.
Caffeine dehydrates you.
I'm sorry?
Caffeine dehydrates you.
Yeah, so does beer.
Not really. The diuretic effect of caffeine is offset by the amount of water in a caffeinated drink. Goldfish, 3-second memory. You know, they say goldfish are one of the dumbest fish, you know.
That's what they say.
It says that they have a memory span of up to 3 months.
I can believe that.
Shaving thickens hair.
Yeah, when you shave your beard, the more you shave it, the thicker it gets.
It says regrown hair isn't thicker, coarser, or darker. It just appears so because it grows back with a blunt tip. 7 years to digest gum. You know, did your mama tell you when you were younger, don't swallow your gum because it takes 7 years for it to digest?
Oh, yeah, no, I had never heard that one.
The chewy base of gum is indigestible and passes straight through. The remainder is absorbed.
I can believe that.
Alcohol keeps you warm.
No, quite the contrary.
See, I always heard like for instance, like the sambuca, or the now I can't think of it, but it's down in my refrigerator. But that the Russians would take shots before they went out hunting in the winter because
Right.
it would, keep the
Thin
blood.
your blood.
Yeah. It says it merely dilates warm blood vessels near the skin, creating the impression of warmth. It can actually drop your core body temperature. Let's see. Sugar makes you hyperactive.
Gives you a rush, yeah.
Says studies have disproved this. Poor or rowdy behaviors still occur in children with sugar-free diets. Bulls hate red.
They're colorblind. They just see it as a lighter color.
They're colorblind. They actually perceive the motion of the bullfighter's cloth as a threat. It doesn't matter what color it is, it's the cloth. Bagpipes are Scottish.
Well, the Scots played them. So I don't know. They're probably Irish.
It says, sorry, Braveheart fans. They were prevalent in the Middle East century before Western Europe.
Oh,
See, I always think of the bagpipes as like Scottish or Welsh or Irish or something like that, right?
right.
Because all their music always has the bagpipes in it. Your hair and nail keeps growing after you die.
No, because once everything stops, it stops.
Yeah, it says your skin does recede and make them appear longer. So your regular nails, but then your skin is like deteriorating.
Right.
And
it's
it just makes
drying in
them.
on itself.
Yeah. Can toads cause warts?
No.
Bumps on the toad are just skin glands. Humans catch warts from other humans only. SOS, save our ship. Is that what it stands for?
It's on a shingle.
It does not stand for anything. SOS became Morse code distress signal because it's so easy to transmit. 3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots. We'll have to talk to Brandon about that.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know, Brandon Morse, on the morning, it comes on the morning show every once in a while. His grandfather, isn't it? His grandfather was the Morse code, or the one that created the Morse code.
Now,
Yeah.
see, now that I didn't know either.
I thought you knew. Yes, that's why when he comes on the show, they play that Morse code sound.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I just figured it was because his last name was Morse.
From what I understand, is his grandfather or great grandfather was the one that actually created it.
Well,
Adam and Eve ate an apple.
well, the tree of knowledge was supposed to be an apple, was probably a walnut.
Well, they ate the forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge. Nowhere does it actually say it was an apple. Celebrities die in threes. Now, I've always heard that. What do you think?
I've heard that too.
Says of 449 celebs who have died since 1990, only in 7 cases did 3 die in the same 5-day period, according to data from the New York Times, and you can believe that one too. Sleepers swallow 8 spiders per year. Do you think you swallow spiders while you're sleeping?
I would hope not.
Spiders usually don't crawl into beds during nighttime wanderings because they offer no prey. You probably swallowed 0 spiders during the year. Everest is the tallest mountain. I think we went over this on one of the other things.
Well, this
Did
has
we?
been a good show tonight.
Do you think Everest is the tallest mountain?
No, Whitney is, or McKinley.
Hawaii's Mauna Kea volcano from underwater base stands more than 33,000 and is 4,000 above Everest.
Wow.
Van Gogh cut off his ear for a lover.
Right. Our exit music, it's 5 o'clock.
I know. Let me finish this one. I've got a few more. And we still got the space thing.
Save them for next week.
Well, there's not enough to save it. Anyway, he cut off a piece of his earlobe. He didn't cut off his whole ear. And it was because
Right, it
of
was
a
just
violent...
the bottom part of the
Yeah, and it was
the
because
lobe
of
for his girlfriend.
No, it wasn't for his girlfriend. It was... he had a spat with Paul Gongwin or something like that. And it wasn't nothing to do with that. We already talked about the Plymouth Rock thing. Story can break the internet. I'm trying to find something interesting. And okay, I'm done. So you don't want to do your space thing?
Yeah, we're out of time. We'll save it for
All
next week.
right, then I guess I will bookmark it. Look at him wanting to be right on time. All right, so y'all see the little things going across our little heads that say, you know, all those different places? That's where we're at. Send
At
everybody.
YouTube and
Yeah.
Facebook
Yeah.
and all over.
Yes. And remember, we will not be having a show next Saturday. But
Not
we will.
as a regular show like we're sitting here chit-chatting with everybody, but we
We will
probably will be in and out and
We'll
out
be
and in.
doing live streams throughout the weekend. So I don't. They may be. I'm going to try to do them to the Facebook group. I got to figure all that out. But we will be doing live streams one way or another somehow. So anyway, we will see y'all in 2 weeks outside of the live streams next weekend. And everybody have a great weekend. And anybody that's interested, go to Nashville next weekend. Go hang out with everybody.
Thanks, Mikey, for logging in. Thanks, Dart.
Bye.
And ladies, thank you. Debbie.